Well, I can still barely believe that I'm about to say these words at the end of the first season of this save, but it's time for the FA Cup final. Hello there and welcome to episode 6 of Let's Go Villa, the finale of the first season and an FA Cup final special. I'm Stu, thank you for joining me in today's video where we're hopefully going to be lifting the first trophy of this series. If that sounds exciting to you and you're looking forward to it, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any lovely FM content from moi. Since you were last with, before we even get into that, we're in the FA Cup final. I'm still blown away by that. I'm a little bit nervous though. I can't find any of my suit shirts. If you've watched the channel, you know that cup finals usually means the suit comes out. Ain't got it on today because I can't find any of my suit shirts. So we're going in casual today. And hopefully that's not going to be a problem. But since you were last with us, we've done alright actually. Since that semi-final against Manchester United at Wembley, we haven't lost a game. We've drawn 3-1-2. That's pretty good going, especially when you consider the first game was against Liverpool. Honestly thought we'd get battered. We didn't. We equalised in the 85th minute. We did lose Coutinho, who's only just come back to fitness. But we definitely played well and deserved the draw. We then scraped past Leicester. Danny Ings again coming in clutch. We then got 2 draws in a row. The Spurs one, okay with, because I genuinely thought that they were better than us. However, getting an equaliser in the 91st minute is a little bit painful to see. I've got to be honest with you. But the Newcastle one was the really frustrating one. We dominated them. And they are a relegation-threatened team. Now, bear in mind, however, they're fighting for survival. We're fighting to see what European competition we're in when we're not even meant to be in a European competition. I think I know who's probably going to be having the more motivation in that match. So, we didn't lose it. Got a draw. Helped them out. Kept us trickling along, basically. And then we played Man City before the FA Cup final. And we beat them. 3rd minute goal from Ollie Watkins. Utterly ridiculous for Manchester City. They were passing it between their central defenders and their goalkeeper. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was Leon Bailey who intercepted it. Leon Bailey got it to Buendia. Buendia got it to Watkins. Watkins put it in the back of the net. But they were just the most ridiculous passes you've seen. Like taking taking advantage of how good they are, or trying to anyway, just completely being blasé about it. It was utterly ridiculous. It just infuriated me, and then I'm really glad that we scored. And then they could not find a way past Emi Martinez. Big performance from him, and we're hoping for the same today, because it is the FA Cup final against Manchester City, and this is the 11 we're hoping can get a repeat performance of the last game we played against them. It's Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Carlos, Digne in defence, Luiz and Kamara in the midfield with Bailey, Buendia and Coutinho supporting Watkins up front. 2 players not available, one of them through not being a Man City player and one of them through being cup tied. That's Sander Berge and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer has been really good for us since he's kind of enforced himself into the team. So we are playing Coutinho on the left. We haven't played him a lot there. I was tempted to put Watkins there and have Danny Ings start up front. As you can see there, Danny Ings didn't do that well against Man City. So we're going to go with this 11. We're going to see what happens. If we don't win, it's not the end of the world. We have done very well to get into the FA Cup final in our first season. I am not expecting that much from us other than that, to be honest with you. I will take whatever comes from this game. So without any further ado, let's see what the fates have in store for us, shall we? Let's go. 2015 was the last time Aston Villa reached the FA Cup final. It was against Arsenal and we got pumped 4-0. I would like us not to get pumped 4-0 today, but you never know. You never know. I have no idea how this is going to go. A loss is not the end of the world. It would be a bit gutting, obviously. We've got to the final. We've done so well. I mean, the way we got past Manchester United was incredible. So I'd like to think we have got a chance today, but we know Man City are going to be good enough to beat us if we do not play to our best. And the fact that we beat them in the last game is a two-pronged thing. On one hand, I'm really happy about it because it showed that we can get past them. On the other hand, did we use all our luck in that match? And I mean, it's one of those. Winning that match could be enough to secure us Champions League football because the last 2 teams we've got to play against are Brentford and Southampton. They're not the hardest games. So if we can get past those 2 teams, obviously we'll show you the Southampton game as it's the last game of the season after this one. If we can get past those 2 teams, we could be a Champions League team. Watkins is in. Watkins has scored. Oh my word. I've just been underselling. If we lose, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. We're never meant to be here. And Ollie Watkins is like, no, sir. No. I want a trophy. And we've got a hand on the trophy. It's a very light grasp, don't get me wrong. We're not holding on to it completely yet, but we're touching it. And it is a great pass from Matty Cash. Absolutely superb. I've criticised him at times this season. He's not quite been as good as I was hoping he would be. But then he goes and does something utterly ridiculous like that. And hopefully... Oh, okay. Well... That's disappointing. It is 1-1. You had to expect it. It's John Stones with the towering header to knock the ball into the back of the net. I mean, it's really sad that Rodri's just been allowed to just run there. Get it into Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz, lovely ball over to John Stones. Central defender to central defender. And Martinez cannot keep it out. It is 1-1, but it's fine. It's level. It's okay. We've shown we can breach the defence. They have as well, but they're expected to. We're not. And they're still playing Erling Haaland as a false nine. I don't understand it, Man City. Pep. I don't understand it. 1-1 at half-time. Utterly ridiculous. I'm very happy with that. We're going to tell Matty Cash to calm himself down. I'm just going to have a look through the players who aren't playing well, and we're just going to try and G them up a little bit and hopefully get something. In fact, do we want to take anyone off? Do we want to make any changes? I'm not 100% sure. One thing I am going to do, which I forgot to do earlier, and I did it in the last game. I did move Kamara down to here, and I do still stand by that as a thing to do. I think Coutinho is going to come off. He's not looked as good as he could. We are actually going to bring Danny Ings on, have Wally Watkins. It's a bit harsh, Stu. Ollie Watkins can go out wide. I'm also going to take Carlos off because he's not had a good start to the game. We're going to bring Tyrone Mings, the club captain, on. And I'm going to leave everything else as it is right now. That'll do. 2 changes is fine. But let's just see whether we get a little bit more defensive stability from that, and whether Danny Ings, along with Ollie Watkins, offers a bit more in terms of attack. I mean, having the 2 of them as good finishers up there can't be a bad thing. You watch, it'll probably cost us the game now. Douglas Luiz has picked up a yellow card. We'll just tell him to calm himself down a little bit. Man City have the corner. De Bruyne whips it in. And somehow they don't put it in the back of the net. It is offside anyway, but John Stones looked like he was going to finish that, and he didn't. Right, we start next highlight with a free kick. Right, Leon Bailey gets it into Danny Ings. Danny Ings off the bench, makes it 2, and we're in the lead again. And we've got that little grasp on the trophy. Again, it's not a firm one. It doesn't need to be. We'll just see how the rest of the game goes. I'm still adamant that if we end up losing this, it's not the end of the world. But my goodness, are we giving it a good go. And the substitute, Danny Ings. Well. Puts Manchester City to the sword. And remember, Danny Ings, not this summer, but the summer before, was heavily linked with Manchester City. They were talking about needing a striker, and it was when they were looking at Harry Kane, and it was like, well, if they don't get Harry Kane, maybe, just maybe, Danny Ings is the budget option. Then Villa ended up getting in there for him. And he has put Man City to the sword. He's helped put Man City to the sword today with one of the goals. A big launch up from Martinez, doesn't find anyone, and now all of a sudden Man City on the counter-attack again. Remember, they've got more than enough firepower to get past us, so we do have to bear that in mind. Erkan Shakir in goal today, not Ederson. I didn't notice that. I mean, he's a good goalkeeper, Shakir. I'm a little bit annoyed because I would have liked to try and sign him. I've used him before in FM21 with Aston Villa, and Phil Foden equalises, and that is a wonderful goal. Jack Grealish with the assist, which hurts a little bit. It's a great goal. Fair play to them. They are good enough to do that to teams. We know that they are. Lucas Digne is not having a good game. Neither is Douglas Luiz, so we might consider those 2 as the next changes. But it's a good pass from Grealish. Simple pass. And who is that who's been done? Is it Matty Cash? It's Matty Cash. Matty Cash. A little bit disappointing from him. Right, we're going to make a couple of changes just to freshen things up a little bit. Douglas Luiz is having a shocker, so we're going to bring him off and bring John McGinn on. I don't know whether John McGinn's going to do a good job there, but we'll give him a chance. Digne's got to come off for Augustinsson. And then, for my final trick, Buendia's going to come off. And I'm going to bring Jacob Ramsey on purely because Jacob Ramsey has been very good for us recently. And what a moment it would be if the young English Birmingham-born lad, I don't know if he was born in Birmingham, but he's come through our youth academy is the point that I'm making. Imagine if he's the one who got the winner for us. I mean, I'm writing headlines that aren't going to happen in my head at the moment. Right, Matty Cash gets it to Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey looking for options, gets to McGinn. McGinn with a big ball, looking for Ollie Watkins, finds him. Ollie whips it in. Danny Ings is there again! And on the stroke of the 83rd minute, we've gone ahead again! What is this game? What an FA Cup final. Man City 2, Aston Villa 3. Bailey gets it to John McGinn. John McGinn with the big ball forward to Ollie Watkins. Watkins finds Ings. Ings, the substitute, says, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" He has another. It's 3-2. And there's not long left for Manchester City. Not long left at all. We are going to make a change. I thought there was going to be a highlight, then there's not. We're going to make a couple of changes. And that is we're just going to defend. We're just going to bring these guys back. We're going to let him bomb forward. We're going to make sure you guys are on support. My word. My goodness. In fact, we're going to change you to that. And we're going to change a few of these. Right, we're going to bring you guys back. We're going to slow the pace down. Hold our shape. And we're going to be disciplined, and we're just going to slow things down. We'll time waste a little bit. We're not going to time waste too much, but we will time waste a little bit. Let's just go with that. And let's just see if we can hold on for an FA Cup final win. And we've actually gone and bloody done it, and I don't know how. Man City 2, Aston Villa 3, FA Cup final in the first season. We win the trophy. Steven Gerrard, are you watching? Because that is how it's done. Wow. Wow. I'm absolutely staggered. Trophy number 1 of the save. Remember, it's all about the Champions League. But we've won an FA Cup, and that is worth its weight in gold. Pardon my French, but holy I do not know what to do with this information. We've won the FA Cup, which means we're guaranteed to be in Europe as well, because I believe you get a Europa League place. It might be Europa Conference League, but you get a European place for winning the FA Cup. And Man City will feel mugged off looking at those match stats. I mean, we weren't far behind them, but my word, they will not be very happy. I mean, let's ended up with Jack Grealish up front. And a left back as left wing. I mean, okay, you do you guys. And the board are happy. And we have qualified for the Europa League. We are in Europe next season. Confirmed. Get in there, boys. Right. I'm going to take a moment just to digest that and calm down a little bit. And then we will be back for the final game of the season, which is going to be the game against Southampton. Both of our games are at Villa Park, so we should get a good run to the end of the season now. We are actually now in 4th after the last couple of games have been played. Leeds have overtaken us, so there is a risk that if we lose both of these games, we'll drop out of the top 4. But it's looking like we might be a Champions League team next season, which is utterly ridiculous to me. It's utterly ridiculous. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm just about over the FA Cup final. I'm still staggered it went the way that it did. I'm still absolutely stunned by it. But back to reality a little bit. We went to Brentford. Well, no, Brentford came to us, actually. And we did get a draw against them. In the 83rd minute, we scored. In the 85th minute, they scored. Bit of a cagey affair. We did rotate the team a little bit, just to give some players a bit of a break. It backfired on us a little bit. What it does mean, however, is that we're currently 3rd in the league. So we are currently set in a Champions League space. We kind of need to win against Southampton, who are still in a relegation fight. So they've got something to play for, very much so. So at the moment, it's very, very tough to say where we're going to finish. We're going to finish, I think, in one of the European places anyway. We're already in Europe. We don't need to worry about Europa League. We're already there. But if we finish in the Champions League spots, it's great. There's a lot of money that comes with that. But I'm a little bit concerned at how we might do. So let's just see what happens, shall we? And this is going to be the 11, taking us into the final game of the season against Southampton. It is Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Carlos, Digne in defence, Douglas Luiz and Berge in the midfield with Palmer, Buendia and Coutinho supporting Watkins up front. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go. I imagine we should be beating Southampton. But again, they're in a relegation scrap. We're just trying to decide which European competition we're going to fall into. I think it's going to be a tough one. So let's just see what happens. And whatever does happen, we'll take it on the chin. Let's go. We are more than good enough to get all 3 points here. We do want to keep an eye on the Tottenham game, of course. They are playing Manchester City, so that could go in our favour. But it's one of them. It's also interesting to note as well, Man City and Liverpool currently in a title fight. Man City have actually just overtaken Liverpool with a goal for look like Bernardo Silva there, which benefits us hugely because if Spurs lose, it doesn't matter what we do, I think. I think we end up being one of the teams in the Champions League spots. So that'd be great. And what's also going to help that is if Go PARMA puts us ahead and we just get there ourselves anyway. And that could be what's happening. It is Villa 1, Southampton 0, assuming the referee doesn't disallow this for offside. It did look tight, but I'm not 100% sure whether I would say it was offside. I wouldn't have. And apparently the referee agrees with me. Coutinho with the assist as well. It's not very good from Southampton, to be honest with you. The defence is a bit shoddy. We whip it in, and Go PARMA is there at the far post. We want that man back next season, because he has been really good for us on that side. I don't know how big the transfer budget is going to be next season. Guaranteed budget is around 20 to 25 million, somewhere in that. But I'd like to think that because we finished higher up, we might get a bit more. I do think as well it will depend on the amount of money we get into the club at the end of the season, because we need a bit. We're not exactly good on the finances at the moment, so it would be nice to see a little bit more come in. Oh, Matty Cash just switched off there completely, and Nathan Redmond on the ball now. Gets it into Che Adams, into Kerem. Kerem looking to make it 1-1, doesn't know, because Martinez is an absolute G. Oh, I'm so glad Martinez is better in this game than he was last year. I had such a bad time with him in FM21. I'm so glad that he's looking better for us. I mean, it was probably just one of those things. In that save, he just wasn't particularly good, but in this one, he has been pretty superb. It still staggers me that he was at Arsenal for as long as he was. Never got a look in. I think everyone just assumed he was a trash goalkeeper. Had one or two performances for Arsenal where he looked really good, and then we managed to get him. It still blows my mind. And it blows my mind that a bigger club hasn't managed to tempt him away from Villa, because he could be a Champions League goalkeeper. No problem at all with it. I mean, he's Argentina's #1, and he doesn't look out of place there. So it does surprise me. Obviously, I'd like him to be a Champions League goalkeeper with Aston Villa. That'd be my preference, but it does surprise me a little bit that no one's come in for him. Ollie Watkins is through here, looking to make it 2, and he just shoots wide. Just shoots wide. Of course, probably want to be bringing Danny Ings on, playing against his former club. We want that to happen, and we'll see whether we can get a goal when he does come on. Right, Coutinho. Tackled by Walker-Peters. To me, that looks like it's outside of the area. I can't see this being given as a penalty. I'm very honest about that. I don't see it being given as a penalty. There we go. But we do have a dangerous free kick, and I think it will be Coutinho who's going to take it. He whips it in, looks for Ollie Watkins, and it leads to absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But we do have a corner, apparently. Buendia now, looking for options, whipping it in, looking for Concert, and it is... Is Malia Sarr, or is that a different Sarr? Anyway, whoever it is, he's injured, so let's keep an eye on that. Diego Carlos dwells on the ball a little bit, but gets away with it. Douglas Luiz gets it back to Matty Cash. Matty Cash looking for options. Gets it into Go PARMA. Go PARMA, who did score that opening goal, remember. Looking to get it to Ollie Watkins, and Ollie Watkins smashes it against the crossbar. It is 2-0. We lead by a couple of goals. I think we're going to the Champions League, boys. I think we're going to the Champions League, and I am delighted about it. Palmer gets the ball here, just bides his time. It's a lovely little pass. It's not even a cross. It's just a little side-footed pass. Gets it into the path of Ollie Watkins. It's a lovely finish. Gets it in, smashes it up into the crossbar. And I would say third place looks very tasty. And as it stands, Arsenal dropping out of the European places. But remember, if we finish where we do, I think a Europa League place might go to the league. So we might actually bail Arsenal out in terms of that. Right. I think we'll leave things as they are and we just carry on, I think. No point changing it if it's working. I don't know how Manchester City are doing. I'm assuming they're still winning. It's 3-1 to Man City. So Man City were looking like they were going to win the title, but it looks like Liverpool might have just gone ahead. And they might now be winning the title as well. It is up and down on the final day of the Premier League season in this game. Ward-Prowse now looking to get Southampton back into it. Redmond gets it to Lodi. Lodi whipping it in, looking for Stuart Armstrong. Into Che Adams. Doesn't get it in, no. And, oh, God. A little bit of nervy passing at the back. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Liverpool do lead against Nottingham Forest, that was. Nottingham Forest, who have already been confirmed to be relegated. They were losing against them, and they have come back. So good work there from Liverpool. They are not done in this title race yet. Go PARMA has picked up a knock, so we will take him off. We'll give him a bit of a break. And we're going to put Buendia there. We're going to put Coutinho into the middle. In fact, no, scratch that. Coutinho can stay out wide. We're going to bring on Jacob Ramsey. Let's give him a game. We're actually going to bring on Jeremy Boga on for Coutinho as well. And then for my next trick, let's bring one of the central midfielders off. And we'll bring Kamara on. That seems like a reasonable idea. We'll bring Kamara on. And actually, we're going to bring on Danny Ings against his former club. It feels like the thing to do. And then in the last couple of minutes, we'll make one more substitution. We might give Ashley Young a send-off. Ashley Young, I don't think I've actually told you on this yet, has agreed a contract to leave the club. He was only on a one-year deal, so he is going to be leaving the club. So we'll give him one final appearance, one final send-off in a moment. Buendia being played through here. He's going to be looking for options in the middle of the park. Going to try and cross it in. Gets it to Jacob Ramsey, actually, who bursts into the box, looking for Jeremy Boga. It just goes over Boga's head. Boga now whipping it back in, looking for Ramsey. Ramsey with the header. McCarthy saves. And it is booted out for a corner. We'll let the corner play out, and then we'll make that final change. I think we'll bring off Matty Cash. It's the obvious one to do. Kamara now looking to head it. Doesn't quite get there. Digne now running on the end of it. He's taking his time. I mean, he might as well. Might as well take his time. We're up 2-0. And our final change is indeed going to be Ashley Young for Matty Cash. We'll give Matty Cash a break. And Ashley Young can say goodbye to the Villa faithful for the second time in his career. He's done us wonders. He's actually been really good this season for us when we've needed him. He's had some great moments. Scored that first goal in that first game, which was absolutely superb. Right. Jacob Ramsey, Douglas Luiz, Jeremy Bogger. Bogger looking for options now, running through the middle of the park. He's going to do it all himself here at the moment. Buendia now looking for options. Oh, Renan Lodi just takes it off of him. It's not ideal. It's not ideal at all. Renan, what are you doing, mate? You're meant to let him run past you. Can't hear me. I don't know why I'm shouting at him. Right, Perot now. Is it Perot or Perard? I don't know. Whoever he is, he didn't do very well with it. But Southampton's still on the ball here. And Ward-Prowse gets to Armstrong into Kerem. Kerem going to look for a goal. And again, Martinez with the big save. I mean, I say the big save. As it is at the moment, we are going to be going through to the Champions League anyway. It doesn't really matter. There we go. Ashley Young is on the pitch. Good to see him in his final performance in a Villa shirt. And I'm very, very happy to see it as well. Very happy to see him. What a servant that man has been for this club. Both in real life and in this game as well. I think that is going to be it. It's looking like we are going to be finishing in third place, which is utterly ridiculous, but I will take it. There we are. End of the season. The players are doing a lap of honour around the pitch, and we end with a win. It's Aston Villa 2, Southampton 0. Everything good there. Very happy with that performance. And as you see, confirmed. Third place, Champions League in the first season. Steven Gerrard, what is going on? Because I didn't make that many signings, and I got them to third. I know it's not that simple, but I'm just, got to play into the gimmick. As it stands as well, Southampton ended up surviving due to other results. Newcastle going down on the final day. And Fulham surviving as well. Absolute madness. Bournemouth actually ended up staying up. Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace, the other two teams who went down. So who got promoted? It was Bournemouth, it was Nottingham Forest and Fulham. So two of the teams who got promoted last season staying up. Only Nottingham Forest going down. It was tight. Only 5 points between 17th and 20th. 16th and 20th. Only 5 points. Chelsea ended up making a late resurgence to get up to 48 points, up to 12th place. Did a very good job. And it's West Ham and Leeds United, the two surprise teams in Europe, alongside ourselves. With Manchester United missing out, Leicester missing out, Chelsea, as we mentioned, missing out. Insane. Absolutely mad. But that's the end of the season. And I think we've done very, very well. Now, is it going to come up with immediately with the season review? Sometimes it does. No, it doesn't. So, what we're going to do, next episode, episode 7, it is going to be a season review and a transfer special, getting us to that first game of the season. I have absolutely no idea. We've got budgets, actually. So, before that, we're going to look at the budgets. Are we ready? Because I'm not sure I am. Remember, it should be around 20-something million, but maybe they've given us a bit more. Okay, they've given us a bit more. £36.73 million and a wage budget of £1.9 million. I don't know what that compares to what we've currently got. As you can see, balance-wise, we've now got £18 million in the bank. So I still think we have to be a bit careful with all of that. So realistically, I don't want to spend more than that until we make a bit more. But we do have a bunch of players on loan who we can sell. We can maybe sell one or two of our big-name players and bring in some younger players who are going to be a bit cheaper, maybe. That's the plan. Whether that is what happens or not, I don't know. But the main thing is this. Villa qualified for Champions League. Absolutely superb. It's a season or two ahead of schedule. I don't really care. But we're third. We've done superb. And we're going to go through the season and do the season review in the next episode. And we're going to start the transfer window as well. And we'll get up to the first game of the season. And we'll see whether we can kick off next season in style and make a good run for the Champions League. Remember, the plan of this save is to win the Champions League. I want to be wearing this shirt in a Champions League final. That's the plan. Probably won't happen, but oh well, we'll give it a go. Right, all of that said, thank you for watching in this ridiculous episode. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any lovely Football Manager content from yours truly. I've been Stubo, you guys have been awesome as always, and I will see you in the next video for the start of Season 2. Cheers.